Hey world, it's your girl, Miss Nataku, along with my partner in crime.
Flying Nataku.
We're here today talking about action figures. And a lot of people hear the word figures and say, oh, you're talking about numbers. No, honey, I'm not talking about numbers. I'm talking about action figurines. Well, today we wanted to get a little bit of history on the reason why we like to collect figures. Because a lot of people come to my house and say, why do you have toys on your wall?
Toys?
No.
Highly offensive.
Very
they are
offensive.
Not toys.
They're figures.
Fully posable action figures. Well, some fully posable, and not all fully posable, which is something I can't stand.
Me neither.
They're statues and they call them figures. Why is that?
No. If you can't move, you're not a figurine. If you're a statue, you're a statue. I don't want to pay a lot of money for a statue. Because sometimes I might want to get out and play with my figures.
Maybe.
Well, I know why I started collecting figures. What about you, hon?
Yeah. I collect figures because I'm into anime, I'm into video games, and often I favor some characters in there. And what better way to have a character than to actually have the character?
That's a good point. I would have to say the reason why I really started collecting figures was because after I watched a movie or seen a really good anime, it was just like something like that stuck to me, say as Inuyasha. Favorite anime, totally into it. I needed something to remember the show by and talk to my kids about, Not only is figures an outlet just for shopping, but it's also a way for me to bond with my husband and with my sons because my sons love their figures. They love anime. And it was just like, if you really, really enjoy something, then you should have a part of that. I enjoyed him, so I made him hubby.
There is no comment on that one. No comment.
Well, hubby, what do you think is a good price to pay for a very good figure?
Well, I'm old school. I'm used to paying anywhere between $6 to $10 for a good quality figure. But things have changed, and times have changed with those things. So I guess I would sell anywhere between $20, $15 to $20 for a good quality figure whose quality will go up in the future.
Yes. I would have to agree because we have some Power Ranger figures that we collected from the 90s. And I was just at Toys R Us last week trying to pick up some more figures for my sons. And I seen the original Tommy figure.
The original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger figures.
The original. The original.
From the 90s.
They wanted $16.99 for that figure. And I said, whoa, can you say inflation? And the reason why they want it so much is because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were such a popular series when we were growing up. And not a lot of people were thinking about, hey, let's collect this because it's going to be worth a whole lot of money now. And that same figure was about $8.99 back in the day.
I think it was cheaper than that.
It might have been cheaper than that.
I think it was more like $6.99.
Yeah, somewhere
in the 90s after all.
It was the
Everything
90s.
was affordable.
And also they had his Ninja Zord. And they wanted $75 for that. I have that right now in my front room. My son still plays with that.
The original. But to make it worse, it was the exact same thing, exact same box, exact same packaging, the exact same thing for the 90s. All they did was just reprint it, reboxed it, reshipped it, and raised the price.
That's why if you really love something, especially such as a series as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or whatever new Power Ranger series is, I think my favorite reboot of a Power Ranger series was Power Rangers SPD. Emergency. Anyhow, that was my favorite. But the point of collecting action figures is when these things come back, like 10 years down the line, my kids don't have to pay $100 and something, $75 to get these figures because they already will have them for my grandchildren. That's my goal. I collect figures because I love them and I also want to pass on a legacy. And a part of that legacy is say, hey, this is how your grandmother was. This is a part of her personality. Someone who loves a really, really good anime or really, really good cartoon series or just anything that's really good. Like, I love DC and I love Marvel. I think that those two are really good, you know?
I guess mine would be a little more simple. I like to play with them. I admit it. I like playing with them. I like restructuring the poses they do from the movie, from the video game. I
Yeah,
like making them have shootouts, and I like making them do martial arts. I like playing with them.
me too.
I admit it.
I like playing with him while he's playing with them.
They're fun.
Yes, they are very fun. But other than that, we don't just do figures. We have all type of things that we discuss. We do comic book discussions, Marvel versus DC, who's the better hero, Batman, Superman, who's stronger, Thor or the Hulk. So we talk about a lot of different things, and we want to get a lot of people who enjoy what we enjoy in on that conversation. So if you want to come and check us out at figureselite.com, go ahead and give them the link, babe.
www.figureselite.com. FIGURESELITE.com.
And when you come to Figures Elite, we want you to just roam the website. Go to the different pages. A lot of that stuff is handcrafted. A lot of the pictures that's on there, my husband took in my dining room. He took those pictures in my dining room. Yes, he did. He built a little background and everything with construction paper. Lined it all up, and I thought it was totally awesome because he's awesome. Flot Nataku's totally awesome.
I am awesome.
But he gets it from me because I showed him the awesome sauce.
Mm.
Yes. Well, anyhow, this is just a little segment on talking about Figures Elite. And we wanted to get into the figures first so that you guys would at least have a clue why we did the video. And we did the video to really promote our website, figureselite.com, but also because we want a lot of other people to join into the conversation of, just our world. I'm not going to say nerds or nerdy, anything like that. Just people who have a passion for imagination, for creativity. Like in this day and age, you just find a lot of women who are just wanting to shop or worried about their hair. I mean, don't get me twisted. I like to shop and I love to have a nice hairdo.
Not that there's
Yes, I
anything
do.
wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, these are the type of things that melts that stress away right out of your life because you get to be in a whole different world than what you are in now. And when you think about how creative some of these people are, it just makes you want to be that inner child that you are, And so this is why we created Figures Elite. We also sell figures through our page, and you can click on some of the ads that we have on there. You can purchase a lot of different figurines, or if you want to know a good local place to go to buy figures, we do reviews on those also. Anything that you might like to add, Flawed and Taku?
Going back to the reviews, if there's a review on there that you're interested in, click on it, check it out. If there's a review that you may want that's not on there, shoot me an email. I'll get the figure and I'll do a review of it.
Yes, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not just into figurines and you want to just go Christmas shopping, you want to know what the hottest toys are for your kids, and you don't want to buy something that's cheap and that's going to fall apart 3 days later, then check us out because we do all type of reviews. And if you don't see a figure that's on that page and you might be interested in it, then shoot him an email and we'll check it out for you. Like he said, we'll do all different type of reviews. If you want to hear about some different character battles, we call them Destiny battles.
That's what we call them.
Destiny battles. Because if you would like to just hear about that, or you guys just want to just post up on the forums and do some things yourself, then go ahead and knock it out the park.
It's not only a website about figures. It's a website about comic books, anime, video games, anything of the imagination. You name it, we do it. We just like to have fun. We like interesting discussions.
I like very interesting discussions. Tongue-tied.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to burn up too much time, but we just wanted to introduce ourselves and introduce the world to figureselite.com.
It's
Yes.
gonna be great.
Been saving the world from poopy figures since 2015. I don't want people to go to a store and buy a figure and say, "Oh, this looks awesome," and buy it, and then it's just horrible. Because when you purchase a figure, you should definitely look at the artwork, look at the face, and say, "Hey, does this resemble that anime?" Because sometimes people put figures out there that are kind of like knockoffs, and they look really bad, and they'll have that same name and everything, but that figure won't be worth crap later on down the line, and you'll probably hate yourself for buying that. Because one thing that people do is work for their monies, and we don't have time to be wasting money on bad action figures, because some people know that they can just get over on certain people's who are not collectors. Excuse my language, not collectors.
That's true. I've had plenty of times where I was excited about a figure, brought it, sped home to open it up. Soon as I took out the packet, it fell apart on me. Soon as I played with it, fell apart on me.
And also, to people who are new to the collector series, I just wanted to add that if you see a figure and it might be the last one, and you say, "Hey, this is $3 or $2 more than I wanted to spend," and if it is the last one and the figure looks quite good, go for it.
Always go for it.
Go for it.
Because you will get home and you will kick yourself saying, "Why didn't I do it?" When you go back, it will not be there.
And it will be hard to find, because when you go to a place and you see that's the last figure, then a whole lot of other people have been trying to find those figures too. So never deprive yourself because you want to save a few extra $3.
Can't be cheap.
Nope.
Give what you pay for.
Yes,
Remember
that's
that.
true. Now, if you see a whole stock for it, then you say, "Hey, listen, I can come back tomorrow when I can afford it." But also, do a quick search online and see if you can find that same one while you're in the stores. Because if you could find it at another store or online, then most likely it'll still be there. But if you can't find it anywhere else and it's sold out or it's for a higher price, then you need to go ahead and roll with that one. Because there's been plenty of figures that I just say, "Hey, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to save that extra $3 so I can buy me a taco."
I've learned the hard way. Save yourself the headache.
Yes, and I totally kicked myself in the rear end afterwards. Well, we're just going to be signing off today. That's enough for today. And